Now, how about them damn Celtics?
And we are back with another How About Them Celtics video. Sam and I are here recording on Friday, August 23rd, and we are talking about Jason Kidd, who decided to put his name back in conversations in the Celtics world. It wasn't really his fault. I think he was directly asked about this, and you kind of have to answer at that point. But
was this during the thing that him and Jaylen did? Like they did a community or charity event together, so maybe that was also part of it.
It was honoring. I think it was like something along the lines of like honoring basketball in Oakland or something like that. And he was asked about his comments during the finals, where he called Jaylen the best player on the Celtics, and the entire media world took it and decided to pin the Celtics against each other, pit them against each other because of it. Jason Kidd said, here I can pull up the quote exactly so you guys can read it if you're on YouTube at the same time. Jaylen said he had no regrets over the quote. He said, well, he was playing the best at the time. Some took it as I was trying to start something, but he had just won Eastern Conference Finals MVP, and then he ended up winning Finals MVP. So I don't know if I was wrong, but as we know, the media sometimes takes it or can take it as I was trying to start something between Jason and Jaylen, but it wasn't that. I was just making a comment that Jaylen was playing at a high level, and Drew Holiday agreed. Because of this comment here, Drew Holiday agreed. You were trying to start.
Yes.
Because like Drew Holiday,
he's like trying to bring it back to being a point of contention. He's like, don't blame me, blame Drew Holiday. Like he wants people to bring attention to that again. Be like, oh yeah, Drew Holiday did back him up. Like, hey Jaylen, hey Jason, remember that? Remember when your teammate kind of jumped on the bandwagon of driving a wedge between you two guys?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Drew Holiday made it very clear that like he was trying not trying to pick favorites. He was just trying to say Jaylen was playing well, and he was like asked a leading question into that anyways. I don't know, it's just so lame, man. It's so clear that it was at least you can't say that and not think you're going to like be a nuisance. Like that has to be a part of the equation when you're thinking of saying that. It can't there is no like Jason Kidd's not dumb, right? Like he's not completely oblivious to the effect that's going to have. He's acknowledging the media takes everything and runs with it in this quote. So he definitely knew it 2 months ago when he said what he said about Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. So there's no way he didn't know what was going to be the remnants of that. Luckily it didn't matter. And I mean, I think at the time, even we acknowledged it just kind of sounded like a desperate attempt to.
Oh, it was so bad.
Yeah, to try to get in the Celtics head, but
it was too early in the series. It was essentially conceding. I think it was after game 1 that it was like, yeah, we don't really have a shot, but I'm going to try and do everything I can from a mental warfare standpoint to break what the Celtics have going and throw a wrench into their team chemistry, which has gotten them so far, and try and pick a scab of a debate that has been going on for 7 years. Like all we've heard, Jack, over the last 7-8 years has been, can these guys win together? Who's the better of the two? If they trade one of them, who should they trade? And all of that leading up to the Kid trying to drive a wedge between them when they're finally in a position to win a championship, like they're the favored team in the finals. Like, I guess against Golden State going in, we all felt like they had good odds, but once the series got going and, well, I don't know. After they lose game 4 was really the only point where I was like, they're dead. They were up 1-0 and then 2-1, but that's neither here nor there. They're finally like the more experienced team, and he's trying everything he can. He's grasping at straws to try and re-aggravate this annoying storyline that has followed the two of them ever since they've been teammates.
Yeah, and even now that they've won a championship, it still feels like there are little things that people are doing to try to tear them apart with the whole Team USA stuff. Like they just can't catch a break. I think at this point they're just used to it. Like they just sort of block it out and move on, live with whatever comes their way. But Jason, like I refuse to believe that Jason Kidd had no intentions of trying to get in the Celtics' heads. Like I do not believe that. He also talked about their status as defending the title. Said you got to go through Boston. They won it this past season, and they're built to compete for another one. You got to beat the defending champs. I'm happy they're in the East. Hopefully we can see them again, but it's going to be a tough season because there are so many talented teams. Hopefully we're one of the teams where if Boston can gets there, we can see them again. I don't think it's impossible the Mavs make it back to the finals. I think they had a good enough offseason, but they didn't get there. They got lucky. Like, and
I was
you need
laughing
luck
because I was going to ask you the same thing. I was like, you think?
Yeah, you need luck to get to the finals. Like, objectively speaking, the Celtics got a little lucky on their way to the finals. Every team gets lucky when they win a championship. There's like, you can point to any team in NBA history and say, well, it wasn't legit because of this. That's just the luck factor. You need it. Every team does. And the Mavs got lucky last year because they played teams that weren't equipped to keep up with Luka until they got to the Celtics, right? Like, they played 3 teams in a row who defended them the objectively incorrect way, and then they played the team who guarded them the correct way, and they got smacked. So it is what it is. They also played a couple relatively inexperienced teams and then an injured team in the first round. Like, that was the Thunder's first real playoff run. That was the Timberwolves' first real playoff run with that core. Actually, that's not true, but like first deep playoff run, I should say, with that core.
First time they won a series.
Yeah.
Since KG.
So you balance that out, and I mean the Celtics need luck this year again as well. Like, the East loaded up. Mikal Bridges went to the Knicks. Paul George went to the Sixers. Like, the East is better than it was last year. If Giannis stays healthy, that'll be another team that can compete with them. So it'll be interesting to see how the year unfolds. But yeah, Jason Kidd, he's quite the guy.
People always want to talk about the playoff luck the Celtics got with the injuries. The biggest luck moment was when Milwaukee was like, oh, yeah, we're just going to get rid of Drew Holiday, and Portland's going to have a fire sale.
It's true.
Just think about, like, nice. Where we were when that happened, how it all happened, like, us having the instant reaction pod with Cam, and then we were like, what if they traded for Holiday? I was like, nah, no shot. No shot that could happen. But, like, that was one of the first times I can remember the overwhelming what if from, like, a fan base, where it was like armchair GMs, right? Like something you would do on 2K. You're like, no way that this would happen in real life. Like, the Celtics are not going to move off of Rob. Like, they're not going to get rid of, like, at the time, I think we had heard that the Brogdon thing was smoothed over, and it was like, or maybe I'm wrong on that. That was a weird talking point all summer last year too. But it was just like, God, they'd have to throw in Rob. Like, do they really want to do that? And hindsight is so, like, clearly yes. Like, he goes and gets hurt in Portland, and then they get Holiday here, and he just fits perfectly next to Tatum and Brown, who proved to be tremendous leaders and took on all of the burden of not only the on-court responsibilities, but off the court, like being the guys that are now the elder statesmen, Jaylen, the longest tenured Celtic, and like just dealing with the pressure of like, this is the best team we've all seen in a while. What are you guys going to do about it? And going out there and delivering, like they both make the all-star team. So, I mean, you can say this guy's better, that guy's better. And I think the consensus is Tatum is the better player. And I don't think that's really up for debate. Maybe internally there's a pride when you are just one of the best at basketball, as Jaylen is, that you feel like you can outplay anybody. But just from a team operation standpoint, Tatum is a more versatile type guy. So I feel like he's the one that people will point to. But both of them are tremendous players. And the best part is they're on the same team. They don't have to play in the playoffs against each other. They can, pass each other the ball and clap.
Clap. Yeah. No, I mean, they've proven they can win together. Jason Kidd, comment or not. Let us know what you think. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and I'll let Sam take it out.
Yeah, thank you very much for listening and watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and hit the notification bell. We have new videos coming at you at 5 a.m. every morning. Full pods drop Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. Game recaps will come the morning after each game during the season, and then we have other videos like this one in between to keep you busy. You can find us on Spotify and Apple too. All of our streams and recaps are there for you. If you follow, they go right into your feed. Leave a 5-star review. We'd appreciate that. You can email us, hbtcpod@gmail.com. Tell us what you think of Jason Kidd. Tell us what you think of all the different storylines heading into the season. And send in your rat list, hbtcpod@gmail.com. You can find us on socials at How About Them C's. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Facebook's the name of the podcast. Our streams are there. They're on YouTube. They're on Twitter. Jack's Twitter's at Jack Simone NBA. Mine's at Sam LaFrance NBA. That's it for us.
Tic-tac-toe.